trip to Southeast Asia has been a trip of a lifetime.
It's been wonderful beyond description. I just can't say enough about what a great trip this has been to all four of these countries, actually.
This has been such a unique experience, going from a small village to a grand palace to having local food in someone's house.
This has been one of the most wonderful experiences being in Southeast Asia. It's different from anywhere we've ever been before. There's just more spirituality. People are, I think, warmer and more welcoming. It's just been fantastic.
This Discovery small group tour of Southeast Asia begins in Phnom Penh, Cambodia's capital city, home to the spectacular Royal Palace. Next, we fly to Siem Reap, gateway to Angkor Wat, designated one of the 7 wonders of the world. We then travel to Thailand's bustling capital city of Bangkok to explore the grand palaces, ornate shrines, and vibrant city life. The journey continues with a stay in scenic Laos, where we will be immersed in the local Buddhist traditions and cruise along the famous Mekong River. Next, we fly to Vietnam, where we will sail Ha Long Bay, considered one of the most breathtaking sights on the planet, and finishing our tour in the capital city of Hanoi. This small group tour allows you to fully immerse yourself in the local culture, stunning landscapes, and unique gems of Southeast Asia.
Angkor Wat was spectacular. The scope and the size, just the whole setting was just phenomenal. And for me, it was probably the highlight of our trip to Cambodia.
You walk around there just in awe of the architecture of it all, how they were capable of doing it, and our guide was just so incredibly helpful.
It was so cool with the trees growing out of the temple. You could see how some of these places really were lost in the jungle for quite a long time. We're really glad that we got to Angkor Wat finally.
And aside from the Angkor Wat, there's much to experience here, like riding in an ox cart along the countryside before they head to the floating village.
The floating village was possibly my favorite part because I've just never seen anything like that. To see how people are living, it's hard to describe, and you just have to see it for yourself.
That's what makes Gate1 different to me, is that you do these little off-the-beaten-path type trips, experience of people in the countryside, and this is how they live. It was wonderful.
Bangkok is a roaring city.
It was such a lovely experience. We were going from a grand palace to a flower market to a cabaret show. Yeah, I really liked Bangkok.
The palace in Bangkok was stunning. I've never seen anything so stimulating visually. And seeing the reclining Buddha is just something you can't miss.
Bangkok was so cosmopolitan, yet some people still wore the traditional dress with the traditional markets. It was really a dichotomy. It was fabulous.
I am in love with Laos. The landscape's insane. The mountain, it's so lush and green. And the people are just so friendly and welcoming.
The Basi ceremony was just beautiful. To be welcomed to a country like that by local people in a very special, unique way was just moving.
We sailed on the Mekong River yesterday and ended up at a Buddha cave. It was another one of those experiences where you get a much better understanding of how important Buddhism is to the people throughout Southeast Asia.
The alms offering with the monks was something that I knew about in advance from a friend who had taken this trip, and I have to agree with her. It was just one of the best experiences.
We are right now in Ha Long Bay, and it is absolutely amazing. This is a gem of the world.
Ha Long Bay was a perfect day trip for us to just reflect on our travels through Southeast Asia. It was so calm and peaceful amongst these emerald waters and huge limestone towering islands. Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Hanoi is a very interesting city. There's so much to see.
Hanoi is a bustling city. It is so awesome to take a cyclo ride and be kind of part of the traffic of the city and see how it roars and rumbles and how everything kind of works together. And then a chef took us through this amazing market, and then we got to have our own personal cooking class with him.
And I got the opportunity of making spring rolls. In spite of the fact I cooked it, the food was amazing. It was so good.
One of the best things about Discovery Tours is being able to connect with the local people.
We've been able to experience some things that I would have never been able to do on my own. One of them was we got to visit a family here in Hanoi.
And they cooked for us. We got to meet all the family members, see how they live, see their apartments. It was just a really awesome, unique, once-in-a-lifetime sort of experience that Discovery provided us.
The one thing that I think was most impactful to me, we went to the killing fields. Gate1 arranged for a person who survived one of these camps, and he told us his story.
To actually meet a survivor, one of the 7 that survived this horrible time period, and he was so genuine and something you couldn't experience having planned a trip there on your own.
We're totally convinced that Gate1 is the way to go.
For me, it's almost like there's no other way we want to do a trip like this in the future. And the smaller group makes it so much more manageable.
Everything is prepared and ready for you. They give me this wonderful experience, and it has been a very wonderful experience.
The local guides are an integral part of this whole process. You get 2 guides. One is a tour manager, and the other is a local guide.
What's amazing about having local guides in each of these cities is that they not only have a rich history about the culture and what's happened in their city, but also they have a pulse on what's presently happening. It just gives you a really well-rounded history of where you're at.
The hotels that Gate1 puts you into are really better than the hotels that we would have chosen ourselves.
The food has been awesome. We've had little bits of street food that's been delicious, and then we've been eating 3 times a day, but within each meal, there's like 4 different courses in each of them. It's amazing.
The camaraderie, to me, is a very important component of this whole experience. In this case with Discovery, we met 22 great people. We're all traveling, we're sharing this adventure together.
There's no way that even if coming by yourself or with another tour guide, you would have such an experience with so much abundance.
I would most definitely recommend Southeast Asia with Discovery to all my friends.
It is the only way to travel. So for me, it's always Discovery.
Discovery!